The initial earthquake struck overnight on the East Anatolian fault line that runs through southern Turkey. And at 7.8 on the magnitude scale, is by far the largest in the region in living memory. This map shows the worst of the shaking in red, tracing the fault line as it runs close to the city of Gaziantep. But the power of the quake meant it affected hundreds of other cities and towns in the region. See here where orange and yellow lines show significant shaking in Syria, and tremors felt as far as Cyprus. Then there are aftershocks. Shown here in orange are the typical quakes, diminishing in magnitude and frequency along the fault line over the morning. But what makes this event so unusual is that 9 hours after the initial quake, a huge 7.5 magnitude aftershock, almost as strong as the first, happened here 100 kilometres to the north in Kahramanmaraş province. As well as being violent, both the initial quake and that aftershock were relatively shallow in the Earth's crust, 18 and 10 kilometres deep respectively. The closer to the surface, the more damage a quake will cause. Turkey and northern Syria are vulnerable to earthquakes. They sit at the junction of 4 tectonic plates with fault lines along their margins. These latest quakes occurred on what's called a strike-slip fault. The Anatolian plate is being pushed westwards at a rate of about 2 centimetres a year by the northward movement of the Arabian plate. And it was the sudden release of this stress that's built over many decades that caused this disaster. And in geological terms, it's one of Turkey's worst. The town of Izmit was shaken by a 7.6 magnitude earthquake in 1999, killing more than 17,000. But not since 1939 has there been an earthquake as violent, when more than 30,000 people died in a 7.8 magnitude quake around Erzincan. But crude measures of geological force don't tell us much about the human scale of this tragedy. It'll be days before that becomes clearer.